So with a bang, 2020 begins.
Even for a place that's well used to tough winters, this storm is hitting hard.
This is probably the worst I've seen here. Pretty brutal.
A state of emergency all over town, but still there's an upside to balance the down.
Down the asphalt, boys.
Australia looks apocalyptic.
It was just a big red glow and it was roaring.
If you can leave, you must leave.
We just wanted to stay together and it was scary.
Tehran has just taken responsibility for the downing of Ukrainian International Flight 752.
No single incident has taken so many Canadian lives since the Air India disaster in 1985.
The fact that they got shot by the government is even more painful. I don't know how to explain my anger.
China is reporting a big increase in pneumonia caused by a new coronavirus, most of them in the central city of Wuhan.
What can I say? He was an incredible man.
He's a legend to me, and to have this happen, it hurts my heart, man.
How about this moment? Oh my goodness. What can be going through your mind?
This guy's playing with me right now, like I'm going in.
The 42-year-old who survived a kidney transplant has now lived his dream of playing in the NHL.
Harvey Weinstein arrived in court, a fallen titan of Hollywood. By midday, he was led out in handcuffs, a convicted sexual offender and rapist.
It's not any longer going to be business as usual.
Land defenders, as they call themselves, have been blocking access to the site for months. Police set up their own blockade to screen anyone else wanting to go in.
But we do have a right to be on our territory.
A blockade along train tracks in Hamilton disrupted mass transit in the region. Then in Toronto, more solidarity protests popped up across the country.
COVID-19 has now been detected in at least 31 countries outside of China.
We have to be prepared for a scenario where there's more widespread transmission throughout the world.
In northern Italy, dozens of towns are under lockdown, streets deserted and shops shut down. This is the first major outbreak in Europe.
There are at least 65 new cases, including one Canadian reported on board the Diamond Princess cruise ship.
We feel like we're sitting duck, we're sitting here, and people who are not even sick is going to be sick.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Empty shelves, lineups that keep going.
Stupid. The people are panicking over toilet paper?
They are. Avoid mass gatherings and limit interactions. The warnings from health officials have become more urgent.
A window to flatten the curve of the epidemic is narrow. We all need to act now.
Enough is enough. Go home and stay home.
COVID-19's impact on Canada is getting wider.
And so 5 provinces are under states of emergency tonight: Ontario, Alberta, and BC, PEI, and Quebec.
I want to give them that moment of happiness, at least for them to forget about sort of this whole crisis that's happening.
We know that the most vulnerable to the virus are the elderly.
The Quebec government says nearly half of the deaths from COVID-19 have been in long-term care homes. One described being in a room with 20 infected residents, with instructions to simply try and keep the patients alive.
Outside so many care homes now, signs of remembrance, of gratitude, and of warning.
Why don't they bring the army or do something?
Today, the Prime Minister said help is coming from 125 members of the armed forces who have medical training.
Reinforcements have arrived in Ontario to help in the battle against COVID-19 in long-term care homes.
It is cautiously tempting to see clearer skies as healthy skies. Hard to resist hoping for a silver lining in the busy oceans turned silent, for example.
The calm of Sunday morning in rural Nova Scotia pierced by sirens. The chase for a gunman who left untold devastation in his wake.
There's a person down there with a gun. They're still looking for him.
They got him on lockdown. They're going for him right now.
When it ended, he was dead, and so were at least 16 others, including an RCMP officer.
Today is a devastating day for Nova Scotia.
This happens, we got to rally together as people and loved ones in the community and just show everybody that, bad things happen, but we're still good people over there, right?
They're nicknamed the Murder Hornet.
My reaction was, holy smokes, that's a big wasp.
Oh, look at her.
No! No!
Holy shit.
The pilot, Captain Richard McDougall, landed on this rooftop but is expected to survive. Captain Jen Casey also managed to eject from the plane, but she was killed.
Breathe, I can't breathe.
What we saw was a black man who was lynched.
George Floyd's name has ignited a country.
Why we gotta go through this? Why we gotta have all this pain, man? Don't shoot!
People in Canada have taken to the streets to show their solidarity and to call attention to problems here.
We think that because we're Canadian and we're nice, it doesn't happen here, but it actually does.
And tonight we're hearing allegations of violence by Canadian police against Indigenous people. In Alberta, an investigation has been launched after a chief says he was beaten and arrested by the RCMP.
There's so much excitement about being Canadian, but there's so much disgrace with that too.
Happy Canada Day.
At 153 years on, a Canada Day like no other.
It's pretty surreal, but it's good. People are trying to be safe.
Travel plans on pause. Life in general has slowed down too.
Being there for those milestone moments that, we may not have been there for had we been working all the time. Thank you, WE Day, for this warm welcome.
Earlier this week, defending WE's role administering a $900 million student service grant program.
Obviously, the way this situation has unfolded has been unfortunate.
It comes after a cascade of questions. The Trudeau's personal connections to WE.
It is time for the Prime Minister to come clean.
Canadians do have more than politics and the pandemic on their minds tonight. NHL hockey has finally returned, something to celebrate in a year with so few reasons to cheer.
And he scores! Joy and relief that finally some semblance of life has returned.
And we are underway at the Trop, and the NBA is back.
A stunning contrast of calm and elegance, and then overwhelming chaos.
A massive mushroom-like cloud and a shockwave, causing a powerful blast.
It felt like an out-of-body experience because you almost felt death.
Officials are blaming the blast on highly explosive material stored in the port.
Video on Sunday captured a police officer shooting him multiple times in the back as his sons, ages 3, 5, and 8, sat inside the van.
If George Floyd wasn't clear enough, today we stand before you with another one.
If we do this unified as a league, it looks different.
We are being told now here that the Bucks have boycotted this game.
An unprecedented moment in professional sports.
We're calling for justice for Jacob Blake.
We're the ones getting killed. We're the ones getting shot. All you do is keep hearing about fear.
And it's now spreading beyond basketball. A number of Major League Baseball games also boycotted.
In the season, which began with George Floyd's murder and ended with the police shooting of Jacob Blake, Black Americans are saying enough is enough.
While his influence extended far beyond Hollywood, it resonated particularly with Black actors. Boseman spoke about the inequality in the industry.
We all know what it's like to be told that there is not a place for you to be featured.
A powerful voice silenced too soon.
Across California, 24 wildfires have residents on edge and on the move.
Everything as far as you could see was burned. It wasn't just like a little fire. It actually looked like Armageddon.
The worst wildfire season in California's history.
Prepare for evacuation.
One fire was caused by a pyrotechnics machine at a gender reveal party.
Thank you.
Catherine O'Hara. Eugene Levy.
Oh my goodness, this tent's on fire.
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek, the little Canadian show that could won every comedy award at last night's Emmys.
Oh my goodness.
I'm hoping I just have fun, even with the fact that we're
dealing with a global pandemic.
Schools have a very different look and feel, from hand sanitizer to limits on the number of kids allowed in the bathroom at once.
It's better for the safety of elderly people, and I think that's really irresponsible for people who are wearing masks.
I'm nervous about catching the virus and spreading it to my siblings.
The fight for women's equality in the United States wasn't just Ruth Bader Ginsburg's life's work. She lived the struggle.
She saw injustice in the world. She fought it.
Also known as the notorious RBG.
I think a lot of us need hope, and she gave us a lot of it.
If you don't think something is right, it's okay to dissent it.
The many tributes to Canada's 17th Prime Minister made clear he may have spent a mere 79 days in office, but the longtime MP left his mark on political discourse.
I think I'm doing very well.
It was an extraordinary image. Marine One carrying the president sick with COVID-19 to Walter Reed Medical Center.
At this time, the team and I are extremely happy with the progress the president has made.
So much for strict COVID isolation.
Now they say I'm immune. I feel so powerful. I'll walk into that audience.
The president knows Americans have COVID fatigue, and he's using it as part of his campaign.
It didn't have to be this bad to begin with if the president just did his job.
It was perhaps the culmination of rising tension.
People could have died last night.
They slashed the tires. I watched one guy pee in the driver's seat of my truck.
The Siboney ban launched its own fishery outside the commercial season. The Supreme Court of Canada affirmed their right 21 years ago, but no rules were established as to how that should be implemented. That's led to standoffs on the wharf for weeks.
The people of this nation have spoken.
Just a few of the scenes across the United States after yesterday's election win for Joe Biden.
We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation.
A Canadian who educated and entertained millions with his polished and unexpected sense of humor. The answer? Who is Alex Trebek?
We have seen the second wave of COVID-19 washing over parts of the country, watching case counts rise, and now officials are starting to see early signs of strain on hospitals.
In the last few days, cases at long-term care homes have spiked dramatically.
I'm afraid that we are going to see the catastrophic loss of life that we saw in the spring.
Act now to protect public health.
But you never think the virus will come to your house.
While the first wave of this virus spared Manitoba's First Nations, a recent spike in cases has been devastating.
This is a critical milestone in our fight against COVID-19.
After a grim and grueling year, finally some hope. The largest vaccination program in Canada's history can begin.
Gisèle Lévesque, the moment she became the first person in Canada to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
The first shots for frontline health workers in Ontario.
I'm excited. The nation's been under trauma, so I see this as the first step forward into the light.
This has been a marathon, and we are nearing the finish line.
The road has been dark, and it's been long. And while it's not over, not yet, there is this. The magic of light and the hope that lies in it.
Oh, it's so magical. I can't control my emotions today. Look at all the love that's being dropped off at the hospital.
There's another side, right? The other side is coming. We just have to keep chugging along. And as long as we do it together, we're gonna get through it.
Just because you're down doesn't mean you can't go up.